Absolutely stunning news in the last 24 hours, and virtually nobody is talking about it. There is now another state that is basically trying to completely delete the Second Amendment, and it's not a northern state. It's not a liberal state. It's a state you wouldn't believe in a million years would do this. It's Texas. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of Texans in my audience that are scratching their head. Florida Maquis, what are you talking about? I haven't heard a word about this. Well, just read the story about what happened with the shooting, and you'll see exactly what's going on. I can't believe that I'm the only one who is reporting on this. But first, I just want to let everyone know we've got a brand new video up over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. We posted it yesterday. And it deals with survival scenario and what's coming in the future and how they're going to get you to just hand them over, so to speak. They're not going to have to infringe on anything. They're just going to make it so you just have two choices, either eat or keep your weapon. Those are going to be your two choices. But I still can't believe that nobody has seen this. If you would like to see the breakdown of this, of exactly how they're going to do this, how they're going to get you to just hand them over, join us over at Patreon, or it's only $1. Is that worth $1 to you? If you knew ahead of time what they were going to do, would that be worth $1 to you? It's even less than $1 a month if you sign up for an entire year, and the information's not for you, or you don't feel like you can afford the continued support. You've got 90 days. 90 days, fully refundable, no questions asked. Now, thank you, everyone who's joined us there. Thank you once again to everyone who joins us here. It's something that I think is going to absolutely blow your mind. A little later on in the video, we're going to be talking about a supporter of mine that also has a channel of his own here, and he made a fantastic, absolutely spectacular comment on my most recent video. And he's talking about the scenario we put forth in the video. He says, I know this scenario is fact. They will release the prisoners. A couple of years ago, I brought this to the attention of a group of militia types. He's up in Jacksonville, Florida, just for clarity, that believe they're going to, quote unquote, survive. Most of them in their late 50s, early 60s. None of them had a waist size smaller than 46 inches. Many of them well over 300 pounds, looking ridiculous in their camouflage. One of them had a solar-powered Chinese air conditioner to put in their tent. LOL. And yeah, for me, it would be ROFLMAO. I mean, that's just hilarious. And they said, quote, we mustn't fear about every possible scenario. Everybody has a fearful story. So we got to just keep doing what we're doing. They believe, most preppers, and this has been my experience too, survivalist militia types, fitness has nothing to do with it. That they will rise to the occasion. They have a good number of farm animals, birds, lots of guns, and women. They'll be a prime target. Now, ladies, stick around to the end of the video because we're going to share some things and some advice about going forward, about how you can do something, make one decision to help affect good survival. But let's read the story. Florida Maquis, still can't believe this about Texas. Where are you getting this, that they're going to delete the Second Amendment? Well, let's just read. And let's read for context. What are they actually saying here? Neighbors asked a man to stop firing a rifle outside. Wait a minute. They attempted to infringe his Second Amendment rights. Neighbors attempted to infringe a man's Second Amendment rights. He then used his constitutional rights to protect himself from those evil communists, killing 5 people, a Texas sheriff says. Let's zoom this in so we don't misquote anybody here. 5 people were fatally shot, including an 8-year-old in a Cleveland, Texas home after a Friday night rampage that started with an infringement about gunfire. We're just going to call it an infringement because that's what it is. According to the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office, the Patriot, who remains at large, was apparently exercising his constitutional duty, his Second Amendment rights, in his yard when neighbors asked him to stop because the baby was trying to sleep. San Jacinto County Sheriff Greg Caper said the Patriot then used his constitutional rights, feeling afraid that those communists were going to come after him, then to defend himself on the neighbors. Authorities found the communists that attempted to infringe this guy's Second Amendment rights Friday night after receiving a harassment report about 11:30 p.m. local time. The commies, the infringing commies, we'll call them, they came over to the fence and said, "Hey, could you mind not exercising your constitutionally God-protected Second Amendment rights in the yard? We have a young baby that's trying to sleep." The suspect, who was drinking, which is perfectly fine in your yard, responded, "I will do what I want to in my front yard. I will exercise my constitutional rights and not be infringed." A doorbell camera at the home of the victim of the infringing commies at some point captured the suspect approaching, with his rifle. Multiple people waved at. Infringing communists were shot around the residence. Caper said. Two female infringing. I wonder if they know. How would they know? Two infringing communists, gender unknown because they're dead. They can't tell us. In a bedroom, used their infringing communist cells to shield two young children who survived. The infringing communists were trying to make sure that their young infringing communists continued to breathe. The infringing communists were duly dealt with by the Patriot above the neck at close range. As you can see, you get the idea here. So we have Patriots versus infringing communists. And that's the big red letter word here, shall not be infringed. And let's be clear about what infringed means. Let's be clear. Limit, curb, disrupt, disturb. Well, isn't that what they were doing? He was in his front yard, and he was exercising his Second Amendment rights, and they attempted to disturb or disrupt. They attempted to infringe. So, I don't know why Texas is trying to arrest the guy. Why is Texas interfering with this? The Patriot, apparently, did what you're supposed to do when infringing communists come for, your rights. Where did I get this wrong? Someone down in the comments section, tell me where I got this wrong. I think I have it factually correct here. That someone was on his property and doing what his God-given right to do, and someone attempted to undermine, erode, diminish, weaken, impair, damage, compromise, limit, curb, check, disturb, disrupt, invade, or barge in on, all synonyms of infringe, what he was doing. I mean, clearly, isn't this a protection against these types of communists? I mean, shouldn't Texas be giving him a medal? I mean, we can't have communists like this, doing these types of things. That's not what America was founded on, was it? So, anyway, I'm sure someone down in the comment section will have something to say about this for sure, but I wanted to give you guys a couple of neat alternatives with everything that's going on with infringing communists on Fox and otherwise. Cloud TV, by the way, we're going to have to close that out. KLOWD TV is an excellent alternative, by the way, to other types of video services. They have all sorts of different channels. KLOWD TV. Also, MammothNation.com I wanted to give a shout out to. I don't have a financial interest in either one. This isn't a paid advertisement or anything. I just thought it would be something my audience would appreciate. But Tim Bassett, as we spoke about, we have talked about him before. The guy's in his, I believe, somewhere in his mid-60s. I don't know his exact age. In great shape. Fantastic with a weapon. Great videos. All sorts of great stuff as far as health goes. And he has not only his YouTube channel, he has his Instagram channel as well. And he once in a while shares some images from the videos here. But it goes to show that age is just a number. Age is just a number. Steak and eggs. How to train, and how to get ready, how to prep up. He's got himself a pup a while back. German Shepherd. As you can see, age doesn't mean you have to get out of shape. It absolutely does not. And as I've said before, ladies, there is a certain level of sanity that exists, and there's a cutoff at a certain age. And I would say probably right now, anyone under 40, 45 years old, you're taking your chances with on being a hidden woke landmine. So I've used this image before. Having someone to write out the apocalypse with, maybe if you're in a certain age range and you think, man, I don't want to date a guy any older than blah, 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 maybe add 10 years to that. Because that's kind of where we're at right now. There's someone who watches the videos regularly down in the comment section, comments all the time. She took this advice and she pulled the trigger, so to speak, on an older guy that she knew, and she's communicated to me privately that it's the best decision she's ever made. Absolutely as happy as she's ever been. Couldn't believe how well they hit it off. So anyway, sometimes it's kind of a Florida man thing. This is a bit of a larger age difference here, but I'll tell you what, sanity is something that is largely lacking right now. And it's something that's going to become rarer and rarer and rarer. So anyway, the nice thing, and I'll say this last thing about MammothNation.com, is they have a huge list of hundreds of different places you can go buy things, from groceries, survival equipment, home and garden, hotels and travel, coffee and tea, and it's all Patriot-based. It's all conservative-based businesses. If you want a clearinghouse where you want to spend your money, so to speak, so that you don't get caught supporting woke interests, go to Mammoth, MAMMOTH Nation, MAMOTHNATION, MammothNation.com. It's kind of like a Sam's Club, online Sam's Club, Costco type of thing, but for patriots, but for conservatives. They have a MAGA store, American flag store, all sorts of weapons, vendors and dealers, chili, jewelry. I mean, you name it. You name it. If you want to spend your money someplace that supports patriots, go to MammothNation.com. And I'm sorry I don't have the logo up, but KLOWD TV. It's an app you can download for your Roku. Newsmax, OAN, all sorts of great content there as well. So anyway, I will leave it there. Let you guys have your weekend, not have too long of a video, but join us at Patreon. You'll absolutely love the new video. Absolutely. It will completely change your mind about what's happening in the future, and it'll make perfect sense. God bless. Have a great weekend. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.